Al Jazeera is not popular in Israel. When I tell people that I am willing to accept, soliciting in appearing on Al Jazeera, many people, questioning how come that you are doing this. What we see in the current days is not just the Al Jazeera law. You have to put it in the broader context. The Ben Gvir police, for instance, is arresting people for wearing T-shirts that are calling to bring down the government or to form an inquiry commission to inquire the October 7th, 23 disaster. So yesterday, the cabinet has decided to close down the military radio. There is a committee in the Knesset that is now working on a bill to close down the national public television. And in any case, it's a win-win for them if they pass those bills, because the opposition is non-existent. You don't hear much about them. Actually, the opposition, led by Yair Lapid, has supported the Al Jazeera bill. It's like they're on the same page when you look at the polls, whether they will be willing to invite the Arab parties to the new coalition. So the Supreme Court has to choose their battles. There are so many of them. There will be an appeal against this new political commission that Netanyahu wants to form. And after they have decided to ban Al Jazeera, actually, I can watch myself on Al Jazeera only on YouTube, because the Israeli cable networks are not allowed to show it. Now, Al Jazeera is not popular in Israel. When I tell people that I am willing to accept, soliciting in appearing on Al Jazeera, many people, questioning how come that you are doing this. But on the other hand, yesterday we watched on national television a former Netanyahu spokesman telling the truth about Netanyahu. For instance, that 2 days after this disaster of October, what Netanyahu asked him is to find a way for him to escape taking any kind of responsibility of what happened. So still, I think Israel is not in a very, very high place on the freedom of press. We dropped to number 112 out of 180 countries, and reporters are still not allowed to go into Gaza, Israeli and foreign press. And the Supreme Court has actually accepted the government's explanation that is for the security, so to speak, the security, the safety of the journalists. But we know that Israeli democracy is, including the freedom of speech, is not having its best days.